Okay, day 130, Hillary's Henchmen, part 4. I think it's important to get information to Jim Jordan. Jim, very important, _ Jordan, who sits on House Oversight Committee, and Representative Scott Perry. These two folks are aware of the Awan brothers' goings-on and antics within the House, and they're aware of the story. They were quoted in the Daily Caller story on the 15th. I don't know if they've been updated by the press on just how much additional stuff has come available since then. So I think that's why it's important for these folks to understand their trips to Pakistan, the recent trips to Pakistan, their trips or their funneling money through foreign investors through their car business, and just the number of Democratic congressmen that were funneling money to them, even though the congressmen many of them had never met or seen the Awans. So a total from the Democratic senators, there's 31 different House representatives, have funneled the Awans, especially Imran here, a total of over $4 million. So you can see here, it's actually over $5 million since 2013. I edited it all up. You can see there's 31 different senators. It goes on and on. I couldn't fit them all in. But most of these folks, and these are the ones that have been around the longest, have funneled them money where they were making 3 times the normal salary of a House employee, and going back and forth to Pakistan and running a full-time car dealership, and supposedly working for these 31 Democrats that said that they rarely saw them. So to me, everyone knows in my background, I say that's a cutout. I mean, that is a cutout. That is I'm not saying it's a drug laundering operation, but man, if I was an investigator, I sure would be looking at that very strongly. Back and forth to Pakistan all the time, and these fake car transactions. Oops, I lost my, $10,000 again. I went down to buy a car, and oops, my electronic transfer went through and I didn't get the car. The FBI just announced a scheme like that in the Washington, D.C. area. They did not name who were the culprits, but it's a very similar type of scheme has been used by many different drug fronts to get money through to people making international travel for drugs. We do know that they had an external server, that they were funneling information for House Select Committee on Intelligence, Homeland Security, and also Foreign Affairs. I believe Representative Scott Perry sits on the House Homeland Security Committee, and I believe Foreign Affairs, maybe Jim Jordan sits on that committee, or I can't really remember. But we need to look at their visas. We need to look at all the Awans travel back and forth to Pakistan. We need all the dates and times for their stamps on their visas as part of this investigation. Again, if Jeff Sessions met once with the Russian ambassador, I think there should be a special prosecutor for that. I think there should be a special prosecutor for people we know are involved in the investigation of stealing hard drives from 20 different House Democrats. I think that certainly should warrant a special prosecutor as well. So again, known ties to terrorists. So here's the known ties going all the way back to 2004. So it looks like Al-Attar has been in business with Imran Awan at least, and Ibid Awan for at least since 2004. And then the other thing is we know that they've had access to classified information, because we know Representative Speer asked for that classified information access. So we know their records. We know that the people that they've worked for, and then there are other representatives that are not listed here that can't remember ever seeing them, but still paying their salary. So that's, again, something that House Oversight at least should look at. There looks like there's another wife here outside of Omar who has access to all the Capitol Hill records for the 25,000 people since 2010. He has all their financial records. So that's another question to look at, why Pakistanis who are not U.S. citizens have access to all government records for people who work in the House of Representatives. Again, this is, everyone wants Sessions to recuse himself for talking with a Russian ambassador on one meeting. I say the same thing about the Clinton Foundation server investigation, the Huma server investigation, and now the Awan brothers server investigation.